Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Salem by Night Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. I'm the Red Nose Archon. My name is Will, and I'll be your storyteller this evening. And last we left off with our Camarilla group, we opened up with Ivory Larson watching her coterie mates drive off with a demon and having to deal with that whole situation. But playing catch up, we got her to the Tower Estates, where we got to see Kathy and Carl make a complete mess of what should have been a very simple situation. And we got to see the three of them meet with Anastasia Richards, who is the primogen of the Ventru clan here in the city, as she was talking to Otis King and presumably John Coulson. We got to see all of them go downstairs after diffusing the situation and having Kathy brought up, staked, and shot with 2 crossbow bolts from the SWAT team that Miss Richards has on hand to protect her tenants, for lack of a better word. They got to see some information. They were told about, they got to see Connie's and Melvin's old apartment. They found a journal. There was some information gathered about Andrew Givens, and how he's no longer part of the living world or the unliving world, either or, as he might have been an infernalist and was dealt with similarly. They did find a dissertation about the existence of Atlantis and how it might have been connected to Carthage and Enoch. They found the mention of a gentleman called Isaiah, and also mentions of a third eye becoming bothersome, which maybe means that there is a salubri on the loose in the city. And as they were leaving, they got to see Otis King approach them about having a safe place in Salem town, and how he always has a need for agents willing to keep him in the loop of what's going on in the city with the Camarilla, since he has an entire barony between him and what's going on in Salem proper. But we left off with Kathy making a phone call to Tulip, trying to make a meetup possible. And she was told to come by the Last Chance Diner, which is the sheriff's new domain, or the new heart of his domain. And we left off with them arriving to see the sheriff and Tulip walking around as they were telling the night crew how to handle the renovations of the diner. And this is where we're going to be picking up with the crew. It's good to see all of you again. So you pull up. The diner, like I said, looks like a turned over barrel. It's very niche inside, but it looks like they're taking down a lot of the old Western motifs that were part of whatever was here before. Tulip sees the group and immediately kind of excuses herself and walks over and motions to a booth that she clears off some of the old kind of accoutrements that were hanging around, including a horse head with a very horseshoe-shaped name placard that called him Lucky. Clearly he wasn't. But she sits down with the group. So, how is the first night as being out and about? And she's dead set on Kathy.
Well, it has been very interesting. I met my first demon, and I was shot with an arrow. Good to be here. Good to be here. I have some questions I need to ask. And Kathy produces like the book that has about the third eye, as well as like the hidden texts that are involved. Do you know anything about this?
She starts looking through it. And as she's looking through it, she kind of will look up at Ivory and Carl and just be like, shot with an arrow, demon meetings. This is Is this normal for Tremere?
More normal than you would think. The arrow, not so much. The demon,
I
it's
lift
not
the arrows.
supposed to happen, but you know,
Kathy lifts the
people
arrows.
do
She
bad
goes,
things.
"That's just one."
Okay.
We weren't expecting to run into a demon, and that made things go a little off the rails.
Noted.
Definitely the demon's fault.
Okay.
So the reason why this came up is because we're looking for Anastasia's lost. And I look to Carl, and I look to I look to Carl, and I look to Ivory, and I do the hand motions. Person.
Lydia?
Bored. Yeah.
Lydia.
Oh,
This was what she was working on at the time. We think she might have found Atlantis. It's been a
no.
very interesting night.
No. Her father, Albert, was, I think the kindest word I can use is riveted by Atlantis. And then she kind of hushes her tone a bit. She was like, he was obsessed.
I can imagine.
She has, and again, I produced the paperwork. Proof.
Oh, no, this Atlantis isn't real. I mean, it wasn't before now, and I didn't think demons were real before now, so now I'm kind of confused.
Yeah, the latter I can definitely attest to even before tonight. But yeah, they're real. It's unfortunate.
When the Queen of Secrets is confused, you know it's been a night. Yep, it's been a night.
Yeah. So Anastasia has you looking for Lydia, then?
Oh no, see, and I point to Carl. This motherfucker decided that he was going to get shot, and then from there he got dragged up, and after that I had to go into hiding. So he decided to make enemies on Anastasia, and we now have to do this, or we're all just gonna die.
That's an interpretation.
It is certainly an interpretation.
So what's your interpretation of what happened?
So we were trying to find out about
Not we.
What?
And then she's like, not we. And then she was like, never mind. I'm just go ahead and tell it. And she steps inside.
No, because remember we were trying to figure out the equation problem. And then we were told that Anastasia might have some insights. So we decided to try to help her out because we heard she was missing a ward, Lydia. And when we walked into the building, we probably misstepped a few times. And unfortunately, the guy escalated it. I didn't tell him. I didn't threaten him. He's the one who shot me.
This is before or after the arrows?
Before.
Okay.
I got the arrows because he set off the alarm.
Well, yeah, the guard did. And then, yeah, basically, shitstorm ensued. We eventually managed to calm everything down with Anastasia, who was gracious and didn't decide to take our heads. Yeah, basically, we figured out that, yeah, she does need help, but we should have done it a little bit more subtly, I guess, or more direct to her. And then, and that's from that point forward. Then didn't even talk about the demon stuff.
So how did the demon start all of this?
Oh, he decided to put a charm on me, I guess. These have been great caretakers, by the way. You left me in some like A+ hands.
Well, it helps that you guys left me behind.
Okay, so teamwork is something to work on, is what I'm seeing.
Yes.
Okay. Coteries usually have hiccups in the beginning.
Well, we didn't have a lot of time to even get to know each other, so
Okay.
it was basically go.
Yeah. I thought it would be a quiet evening, couple of evenings of getting to know each other before jumping into the pool, but I can see that you decided to hit the ground running, so I applaud you for that. Your group
You're so
shows
gracious.
gumption. Prince Hyde likes that, likes people who take the initiative. And you do hear the sheriff mutter something under his breath at the other side of the bar as she mentions Prince Hyde.
Can I try to fish onto that? Is it too far for me to be able to actually hear?
No. If you guys are undead, you do have heightened abilities, so you could roll a wits and awareness to try and pick up
Oh, I'm totally gonna pick this up.
what he
'Cause I
said.
swear to God, if he gets
yeah.
snappy, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I would also like to listen.
Oh,
I know better than to eavesdrop on a sheriff. I'm not going to do that.
oh,
So, what am I rolling? I'm rolling wits and awareness
it's gonna be wits and awareness.
with a hunger roll because I'm hungry now.
You do have 3 hunger dice.
Yeah, I know. They're gonna be pink.
Okay,
So,
so
I got 3 hunger dice that are pink.
yeah, it's gonna be
taking my wits.
3 of your 5 dice are gonna be hunger dice.
Oof.
What happened? Let me guess. If it's a 6 or above, right?
If it's a 6 or above, it counts as a success.
Okay. Oh, we're starting the night out great, guys.
Good times.
Uh-oh.
Good
Oh, that's a
times.
1. That's another
Uh,
1.
Oh no.
Okay, so my
On your-
hunger dice, my 2 hunger dice, I got a 1 and a 1, a 5. Then I got another 1 on my red dice, but I got a 0
Okay.
on my other red.
Okay.
Okay. So it's
My
not
hunger dice, there are 2 ones.
Yeah. But you have a success period
So
overall.
it's not a botch. Yeah.
So you didn't botch, but you were dangerously close to botching.
It's gonna be a great night.
So you got 1 success. What did Ivory get?
What was I rolling? I'm sorry.
It's gonna be wits and awareness. Oh,
Plus my aspects, right?
correct. Yeah. I forget that you have heightened senses.
Yes.
Yeah.
3 successes.
Okay. Kathy does not get any of the wordage that he uses, but you do get a sense of his attitude towards the prince is not genial. He is unhappy. Ivory hears that he kind of scoffs. He's like, Ventru being Ventru, that's all we ever get. But Tulip kind of looks over the paperwork, and she's like, yeah, this sounds just like how Albert used to talk. I wouldn't be surprised if most of this was his old journal. But Lydia was his actual daughter, like his daughter from when he was alive, who was embraced to get to him. So it makes sense that she would take up where her father left off. I know that he was La Sombra, so he was embraced for his mind and his veracity. I don't know what she was. I know that her and her sire introduced themselves at an Elysium a few months ago. Back, I think it was Hyde's first Elysium as prince.
Do you have any idea what happened to her?
To Hyde?
To Lydia.
Oh,
no,
to
to
Lydia.
Lydia.
I know that she was living with Melvin and Connie for a little bit. They felt like they owed it to her because Albert was part of their coterie.
Mm.
Then Mustang came in. They had a 3-member coterie for a little bit. Some some things happened with Connie's sire, and they had to leave. Something happened with Mustang's past, and she had to go to California to handle it. So I left Melvin by himself. Then when he lost Mickey, I think he went off the rails. He started chasing down conspiracy theories that were starting to pop up about who killed him and why. And I think that's when Lydia kind of branched off on her own and broke off and tried to make herself her own life.
How long ago was that?
I want to say like less than a month ago.
And
know
I have
where
in
she
my
might have gone, where she was headed, or where her aspirations might have been.
The only ones I wouldn't know would be Connie or Melvin or
I
Mustang.
guess they're not here.
But I haven't seen Melvin
Is this the
in a
same
while.
Melvin?
Melvin, right?
Is this the same guy that was that bar that we went to? He was involved with those guys, right?
that's what I have.
I've heard that Melvin has been running around with Andreas Barker and unfortunately Erickson Wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, Erickson, Mr. Wood, inherited the Last Call bar, or the husk of it at least, as Sam got out of the business of being a bar owner and a underground dealer of acquisitions. But I hear that she's helping. She's been helping Marcus at his bar.
Lydia?
No, Sam. Samantha Crushing.
Ah,
Would Samantha might know where Lydia might be?
I doubt it.
and evidently Melvin's out of town,
Oh,
is
that,
what we heard.
that would be why I haven't seen him.
Yeah,
Okay.
that whole group is gone. Apparently, they were the ones with Teddy, right?
You say that name out loud?
Yeah.
Okay. Her eyes widen.
Oh, you fucked up.
I have no reason to say otherwise.
Yeah, you did.
I don't remember it.
Oh, literally, Kathy's like, oh, you fucked up. Like, she just,
Like makes the slapping motion over his head. She doesn't actually hit him. She just
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
And
remember why.
Tulip just kind of, her eyes widen and she looks off to the side to see if the sheriff overheard any of that, but he still has his back to you guys and he's kind of poring over some of the designs that he's been looking over.
Can I see if he tensed at all at that name, or if, like, maybe he was, like, eavesdropping on the conversation?
Oh, that you could do, yeah. That's going to be a wits and insight roll.
Someone's getting bit tonight. Alright, so...
You are taking a big chance because you got a 4-die pool and 3 of those dice are hunger dice.
A 6-die, wits and resolve, right?
No, wits and insight.
Oh, sorry, insight. So, yeah, 4 dice. Yay!
Out of character. I don't remember why we weren't supposed to talk about Teddy. I don't have anything.
He's not supposed to be known about.
Yeah.
Right.
He actually said that.
I have no memory of that.
Specifically said that.
That's
Alright,
fine.
so I'm gonna do
It's been a
3
long
die.
night for Carl.
Yeah. I got shot a couple times, so you know.
Yeah.
Well,
That scrambles the brain.
I'm gonna do 3 pink die for my hunger,
Uh-huh.
and my 1 little red die.
Let's hope nothing bad happens.
oh shit! There goes my die.
Bye.
Wait, how do you know that? Okay.
it's a game.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What happens when you completely fail?
I mean, what's a complete failure for you?
Okay, so I got a 5, I got
Uh-huh.
a 3, I got a 1, and I got a 5.
Wait, where's the 1? Is it on the hunger dice?
Yes, it is.
Oh
Okay,
no.
So that's a bestial failure.
Oh, I'm just gonna not roll today. Someone's dying. Okay, so what do I do?
So the options for when a bestial failure happens are not nice.
No.
They're not great. The compulsion that you had when you were trying to find the secrets of that little imp, that was due to bestial failure. I think I'm going to be lenient with you and just make your hunger go up by 1.
Oh,
Oh
no.
no! No, don't do that.
And
That's not good. That's not
No
good.
more
Better than the
rolling.
alternative.
No
Yeah.
more rolling.
so
That's
your
not good.
hunger
Wait.
your hunger goes
How
up to
am I supposed to weigh
4.
up?
No,
I'm
you're a
already
hunger
at
4. No, you were
No,
at 3. You were at 3. I just
Oh.
put you at 4.
You just did. Okay.
Yeah, I just put you at 4. And as you kind of look back, you're trying to use reflective surfaces, kind of looking over your shoulder, the telltale tricks that you've learned from Tulip to kind of read the room. You notice that urge to hit Carl, that desire to kind of correct the wrong for letting loose the information on Teddy, who is a clanmate for you. That's another Nosferatu, and Nosferatu protect each other. That desire to feed bubbles up to the back of your throat, and you can just feel your fingers kind of tensing wherever they are, whether they're holding your leg, they're on the table, they just start to tense, and there's a low growl that kind of purrs out of the bottom of the side of your mouth.
Kathy, are you okay?
Black eyes with Carl.
Mm.
I just stare. Like, it's just this stare of shut the fuck up.
I think Carl has seen a hunger stare before,
Absolutely.
so you know that there's a beast behind her eyes.
I don't think in this one, Dominate's not going to have any effect on the beast, I imagine.
No.
Yeah. Other
No.
than just shutting her actions down, not like calming it, though.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Tulip, do you have any refreshments?
I'm
We're-
not thirsty. And I look right at her.
We're in the sheriff's domain. So he would be best to ask for hunting. And she closes the book and slides it back towards you. It's like, is that something you feel like you need to do right now? Are we? So I don't know what you want me to do with the information in the journal. I mean, I'm not a scientist. I don't believe in Atlantis, and although it is riveting, and she kind of really mocks the word riveting in her tone, she's like, this isn't something I think is helpful to me.
Basically, we were just wondering if it would help us find Lydia. That's all.
If your scratches at the journal, I'm like, the third eye is the question.
Oh, I mean, that's clearly Salubri, but nobody in the city has shown any signs of being Salubri.
Was the last
Yeah. Someone was named in the journal named Isaiah. Does that ring a bell?
Isaiah could be Lydia's sire, Isaiah Majors. That's the only Isaiah that I remember being in the city. But with Grant Reynolds and his barony on the other side of the river, there's been new people coming and going. I think he labeled, or he named his fellow barons. At least, as far as I know, one of them was a Ventru, I believe, that was associated with Prince Hyde. But he's obviously been ousted, and told, people have been told not to associate with him.
Okay.
Where can we
Uh,
find him?
He's
My best experience is if somebody says not to play with this playmate, there's a reason.
he's on the other side. He's in the baronies.
The Bernies.
Ah,
Yeah. His name is Gustav Vladikov Orsten.
Okay.
He's Old World Ventru.
and you think that he was Lydia's sire?
No.
No,
Isaiah.
okay.
Isaiah Majors was. I mean, that's
Okay.
who sired her when they
Okay.
introduced themselves a couple months ago.
We know where he is?
No, I don't. I mean,
Mike?
he didn't look like the Ventru that are part of the city. Like, he wasn't flashy. He was more blue collar. So he was more like salt of the earth, nice guy as far as what I remember talking to him. But yeah, he wasn't flashy. So I haven't seen or heard of him making any moves. Anything big, at least. Like, I hear about Anastasia. I hear about Otis. I hear about like Mason and Coulson and what they're doing. But I haven't heard anything about Isaiah at all.
Could it
And,
be possible that he's just keeping it
And
as low as he can while he makes his moves?
He might be. But like I said, he came from a blue collar background, so I don't know how or where to even start trying to figure out how to read his moves.
another name was mentioned in the journal, Samuel Hunter. Does that name spring any bells?
Yeah. Sam was the old Malkavian primogen.
Is he?
He's-
what happened to him?
Yeah.
Hyde never liked him because Sam, you have to understand, with his problem, every time that he got hungrier, his personality shifted. So you never knew who was the prime Sam. The one that we usually got to see was kind of either British or Irish, one of those two, and he was pretty lucid. But once he got into French, and once he got that southern drawl, you weren't dealing with a full deck of cards anymore.
Well, Malkavian.
Yeah. But I mean, Leslie's not terrible with her affliction. You just have to know how to handle them. I
Sure.
haven't spent any time around Elias, so I don't know what his issue is aside from being stuck in Hitler's Germany.
Okay.
So we started out the evening trying to find out about the Kwaijin.
Okay.
Do you know anything about that? That's actually what we're supposed to be doing,
I know that they took over the Orpheus Theater earlier this year,
right?
Yeah.
and they've been slowly kind of looking at buying properties to expand out from historic downtown.
Right.
I think they were in contention to buy one of the bars on the strip. I haven't heard anything else about that though, so that's probably stalemated for right now. I can ask around to see if they've made any leeway. The owner.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be helpful.
That would be helpful. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
And anything about their leader, Laming Bao?
Nothing that I know. They're pretty secretive. I know that there's a bigger presence in California for them. There's been some talk that they've started to branch out. Apparently, there's some kind of replica of the Grauman's Chinese Theater in Portland they've constructed, and that they're also, I think they have something to do with a company called Nintendo in Redmond, or Seattle, somewhere up there. So they're spreading.
Okay. Because our whole point with the equation was to try to find out their intentions, I think, right?
What they have planned for Salem.
Yeah, we're going to try for Salem. And so far we haven't. We know they're expanding. That's about as far as we've gotten so far.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, it seems like you guys have a couple of threads that you want to pull, so I would recommend just kind of focusing on one, or actually trying to see if all of them are connected, so you can kind of dwindle it down.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've gotten sidetracked with this Lydia thing that evidently we probably need to focus on. Or we're going to make an enemy. So,
I mean, Anastasia is a Ventru, so she's not going to come after you immediately for whatever you did to her or her ghouls. And if anything, I can try to grease some of the wheels. Considering that, my child was partly responsible for whatever happened in her apartment building. I could take up that burden on my end.
that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
I think that's it for now.
I think so.
Yeah, she looks at Kathy. Are you
Other
gonna be
than-
okay?
Sorry. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, you know where to find me. And she looking dead at Kathy. If the rest of you need anything, you can always reach me, leave a message. I'm sure that the sheriff will have his diner up and running in a couple of weeks, so this will be a spot that we can make a safe place for us. So
That'd be most helpful. Yeah, absolutely.
And if anything, Marcus has been a good guy. He has been very eager to prove himself. Even though Hyde really hates him and his childer. But the Albatross is a safe spot so far. And you should be fine at the Vagabond, Carl, because that's owned by the Tremere Primogen.
Right. I remember.
So you guys got some places that you can set up meetings if you want them to.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Yeah. We'll leave you alone. Thank you for the information.
Yeah.
Really appreciate your time.
Sure.
I think that's all I had. Check info on.
I think so. So what time is it at this point?
At this point, it's close to 3:30 almost.
Yeah.
It's probably time to head to ground.
Yep.
I think as they walk away, it's It's been a long night.
Yeah.
I look at girl. I reach over. I'm like, you know he's gonna go after Teddy, right?
The sheriff?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't remember that we were supposed to hide from him.
He specifically said not to talk about him.
You know how long ago that was in perception of time? I did not remember after getting shot.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're not the only one who had a piercing tonight.
I'll take an arrow over a bullet.
All right. We don't
Alexa.
know. We don't know if the sheriff heard that.
I look
Yeah,
right at her.
we're out of the bar at this point, are arguing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're out.
I'm assuming that you're in the car.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Kathy, you need to feed.
I don't need to do anything. I'm perfectly fine.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
fine.
you've got the hunger star going, so you should
I
probably.
don't know what you're talking about. I am annoyed because you told on my friend after he specifically said not to, and now he is in danger, and that's the only thing I can think about.
Your friend who you met tonight.
You son of a bitch. It is not my fault you can't keep your trap closed. She sits back.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't call it the hunger strike for nothing.
No, I know.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I let it drop because I don't want to piss her off more.
all right. You guys separate.
Need to provoke.
Yeah, you guys go back to your own cars, your own rides, however you want to get back to your places.
Yeah.
And we're gonna jump to Wednesday, November 7th. Where would you guys be wanting to meet up when some of this information starts to trickle in? Would you be letting Tulip kind of set up the meet?
I like the idea of going to the Albatross. I dug Marcus. Right?
Would be
Marcus?
too angry
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
So, yeah, would we be able to have taken care of our hunger?
Yes, all of you can go back to Hunger 1.
Hey, I didn't eat the sheriff today.
You did not.
I'm very proud of myself. That is an accomplishment.
Yeah.
That's how many days will do we have between the two?
Let me see, because it was where's my calendar? There it is. So it was the 2nd, Friday the 2nd. It is now Wednesday the 7th. So 1, 2, 3, 5 days.
Okay.
Yeah. 5 days worth.
So in that time, can we spend XP or whatever?
Yeah, but we don't have to dwell on that.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so just let me know what you want to raise, and I'll let you know if it's doable within the 5 day span. Anything below 3, below 4 is fine. Like if you're raising something below 3, you're good.
Yeah,
You should be fine.
It should be fine. All right. Well, and the other thing I wanted to do, if there's time, you tell me.
You got 5 days.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know how fast the university would move on this. Is that Marcus suggested going to the university? They have a small esoteric section.
Oh yeah.
I would spend my time there looking on for Quasian myths and stuff like that.
Okay. Not an issue.
Yeah, Ivory will spend her time working on her club probably, and maybe reaching out to some of her people in California and see if she can find out anything about the Quasian.
Okay.
I know I don't have contacts per se, but
people talk.
Whatever you want to.
Yeah. What is Kathy doing over this free time?
She's gonna check in on Teddy almost every single night.
Okay.
Make sure that he's okay. That's the thing with my hunger. I don't know if it's gonna go all the way down to 1 because she wouldn't really feed. Because she doesn't she would have to have a specific victim to find.
I would say if you're gonna be with Teddy, then he would hunt with you, and he would show you how he hunts and how he tends to find what he calls bad people.
There we go.
And he makes them pay
Perfect. So
Uh,
yeah, that's pretty much it. I just kind of locked down with Teddy, and when Tulip sends the message is when I would go.
Okay. Then you would know, you would come to learn that Teddy's 3 cats are his familiars, his ghouls. Let me see if I can find Teddy's cats' names. There it is. So Teddy has 3 cats with him. Let me see. Okay. He has the newest one is a little tiny orange and white tabby of a tiger called Leopold.
He sounds like someone close to my heart.
There's a blue-eyed chartreux that's gray called Gustav. And then he has a chocolate brown Maine Coon with these deep honey eyes called Victor. And Victor is the oldest of the 3 cats. Leopold is the youngest. But he says that Victor has been with him the longest. Then he picked up Gustav, and Leopold he picked up within the year. So
Okay. These things are actually cats, right? Like
they're actually cats. They're real cats.
I get very close to the cats and like I pet them and.
Oh yeah. And it's funny because Victor, being the oldest, is the biggest. He's not fat, but he's not lean either. Gustav is lean, and then Leopold is almost still in that between phase from kitten to cat. So he's the smallest of the 3. But he is also like the sweetest one.
Okay.
Like he makes biscuits on your leg if you're sitting like cross-legged. And he kind of curls up in that little hole. The other ones are more independent, and they'll come up and they'll get their head scratches or whatever, but then they kind of go away. Leopold just kind of, he's the one that has the heart of gold, and he just kind of like wants to be everybody's friend.
And he wins me over on day 1. But I wouldn't leave Teddy unless like Tulip would have called. So I'm assuming that's kind of how that would have played.
Okay. So Tulip will gather the group together on Wednesday. And she will make arrangements to meet up at midnight at the Albatross. So you guys have from about 9:30 to midnight that night to take care of any business.
Did I get any information from my people?
Let's find out.
Okay.
Let's do a charisma and streetwise roll. And
well, I got my charisma. Or would it be, well, and politics.
I'll let you roll politics, sure.
Okay.
Charisma politics. Because I'm assuming you're being charismatic and not manipulative in this endeavor.
Yes.
Like you want to find information, not sow seeds of distrust or anything.
Yeah. Ooh. I got 2 10s. Awesome.
Okay.
So two 10s and 3 more successes. Wow.
That's 7 total.
Yeah.
Okay. The finding information of the Quay gene through the Kine it's rough. They're not really moving anything in that in that circle. But asking about the Zhao Long group, that does kind of ping and pull on some hooks in the water. The Zhao Long group originated in China itself and has aggressively been moving into Hollywood. They backed a bunch of the kind of what will become classical kung fu era movies like the 36 Chambers, anything with Jackie Chan in it, or Sammo Hung. So they kind of got their hooks in that, and that's what's propelled them into a bigger stage and why they're kind of pushing the artistic angle. There's no real representative that handles the group itself. There is a family, though, that does kind of oversee everything, that kind of acts as a council of sorts when the group is concerned.
Has she gotten any of her people in any of their movies?
No.
She represents actors, so
they have been very hesitant to hire American actors for their films unless it is completely necessary, and then they try to hire nobodies.
Okay.
So they haven't tried to push into the American market as much as they should be doing. But you do, with some successes, get that the current family in charge of the California expansion is the Chen family. And the elder of the family is called Yuze Chen.
Okay.
His family has what is considered some kind of snake coiled around the mound of rice or old Chinese kind of coins, the very ovular coins that are seen in like anime and things like that. But there are two subfamilies that are beholden to him, is the best way to put it. The Lin family and the Wu family, and the three of them kind of, they switch off who controls what interest where.
Okay.
But that's what you get.
Cool.
Yep.
I have a question.
Sure.
How do contacts and reliability and allies work?
So contacts may provide you with information. It's just going to take some time. Allies are where the reliability comes in and how reliable they can be to you or for you, and things like that.
If I were to want to find Lydia, would I be able to do that through contacts?
Let's find out who your contacts are.
It doesn't say, it just says contacts. That's what I was asking.
Okay.
It's contacts, but there's a 2 in it.
Yeah. Okay. So if you want to establish who your contact is right now, we can do that. You have a 2-point contact. I think that's nominal as far as what they can get for you. Double check.
Little, right?
It's not little, but it's not great.
Exactly. But like maybe her like what I'm looking for is like her last her last known location next to where she was prior. Or like maybe like email address would be the extent of the type of information I'm looking for, like the minor stuff for contact.
Yeah, so at level 2, you have one contact who can do or get something useful, with a cap of resources too, obviously. And examples are a small-time gun dealer or a veterinarian, something like that. So we could say that your contact is a private investigator.
Okay.
Do you want that?
Yeah, that would work for me.
Okay.
Do I put it next to context?
Yeah. So
Alright,
just
well,
put
yeah.
PI, and then you want to give him a name now? You want me to give him a name?
I got him a name. His name's gonna be Dandy Bear.
Okay.
Like Dandy Bear or Danny Bear?
Dandy Bear.
There.
Okay.
He doesn't like to be known who he is.
Sure. So that's it's an alias of his.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you give him a call. You put him on the whole Lydia Frost angle, and he tells you that he'll get to it when he has some downtime.
There we go. That's what I need to do.
But yeah, Carl,
Yeah.
let's have you make your wits and academics.
Alright.
Let's heal you up because I think you would have healed.
Oh yeah.
Do I heal too?
Yeah, you can heal.
Where were we at? We were at. Oh yeah. Okay. You're at 6 now.
Yeah. And you only have one hunger, so that's
Okay.
phenomenal.
Yep. All right. Cool. So wits academics, you said?
Yeah. Wits and academics. 6 dice. Good roll for you.
All right. 100.
And let's see what you can find out. What'd you get?
5 successes.
5 successes. Again, the Quajin don't really pop up as that. There are talks of different kind of Chinese mythologies about vampires and key manipulators, kind of eaters of chi energy, or people who devour other people slowly by just kind of living off of their energies and farming them. It makes it sound almost poetic as a form of vampirism, because there's never a talk of like killing or feeding off of blood or anything like that. It's always very much benevolent, like they die in their sleep, and they're taken care of because they're a source of food. It's very different to Eastern kind of American mentality, but you do find a legend that talks about a group called the Coiled Serpents. And
Okay.
it originally started off as 3 dragons who come to Earth to try and find the meaning of what makes humans happy. And as they spend their time kind of living amongst the humans, they start to notice that the humans that they've been studying die. Like they have these shorter lifespans than these dragons. And so the 3 dragons decide to live amongst the humans, forsaking their immortality. And as they become older, they realize that this was a mistake, and that death is the end of their existence. And so they start to try to figure out how to cheat death. And these are the 3 that become the kind of Cain of waging society, as far as the books that you're reading point to. Like, this is the origin for them. And the 3 dragons have now become like vipers, and so they're feeding off of humanity's energy, but they have found their cheat, as it were. And every time that there's been some great upheaval or some great shift in the Chinese timeline, there's always this image of 3 serpents that are coiled together. And towards one of the books, you do find what looks to be a Celtic knot of sorts, with the appearance of the three snakes kind of wrapped into each other.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Oh, we lost Kathy.
Yeah. Yep, we're good.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Apparently there was an outage. I don't know.
Okay. As long as you're okay. But that's what you guys have found out over your little week off.
Okay.
You show up to the Albatross. You can see Marcus behind the bar helping out his other bartender. And as he sees you come in, he'll come around and greet each of you individually. And as the last one of you kind of rolls in, he's like, all right, well, Tulip should be here any minute now. Do you want me to take you downstairs? Set you up? I will warn you, Sam's down there, so try not to make any eye contact or get on her bad side.
Who's down there?
Sam?
Okay.
Okay.
And
I don't think I've met Sam yet.
I don't think anybody's met Sam yet.
This is the Samuel Hunter?
No, this is Samantha Crushing.
Oh, Samantha Crushing. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Got it.
But he leads you to the little kind of work closet, takes you to the secret wall, and leads you downstairs.
Question: whatever happened to the demon? Did it continue to unravel?
Do you want to ask him, or?
Yeah, I'm asking. That's me.
Okay. So you ask him, and he's like, yeah. Unfortunately, all I got left is a thread that glows in the dark. So I kind of keep it in a lead box in a lead lined
You think it's radioactive?
safe, and I keep it under a pool. So yeah.
And I'm assuming the lead is because you think it's radioactive.
I mean, Superman can't see past lead, so I assume that lead has some qualities.
Okay.
And he looks at Carl. He's like, "Am I wrong? Am I? Would
No,
you
no, I
recommend?"
mean, if it's certainly definitely a way to stop potentially radioactive stuff, and who knows what the heck that demon is radiating.
You see that? No, better safe than sorry.
It only glows in the dark, or does it glow in the day too?
I mean, I've only seen it glow in the dark, in a dark room, but it doesn't matter.
But it's not like radiating light.
I mean, it is, yeah, because that's what glow in the dark means.
No, I know that, but what I'm asking is during the day, does it still radiate that type of light?
Oh, I mean, yeah. If I'm in a dark room and I'm looking at it, it will still glow. Yeah.
What color?
I mean, predominantly green.
Okay.
But it has shifted to yellow or orange.
Interesting.
Does it look like it's pulsating?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I don't stare at it long enough to count a pulse. So, but he takes you downstairs, and
last question: is it getting dimmer, the glow, or is it getting brighter?
can't say one way or the other.
Okay.
But yeah, he leads you downstairs, and behind his desk, you can see a lithe-looking woman, about 5'8", 5'9", blonde hair that's tied back in a ponytail, very, very Lita Ford, kind of wild bangs. It almost kind of sprouts outward from the ponytail, and it looks like that scrunchie is holding on for dear life. Deep blue eyes, kind of heart-shaped face, muscular looking, has a t-shirt with a Night at the Opera from Queen on it, and jeans and boots.
Make eye contact.
Yeah. She looks at all of you in turn. Oh. Good. I guess I'm sharing the office space. Thanks for the heads up, Marcus. And he's like, "Yep, well, Tulip's coming too, so get ready."
Well, the more the merrier, right?
And she kind of looks at you. Yeah, the more the merrier. Guess I'm gonna go to a coffee shop and finish up there. And she closes the binder that she's working on. She starts to walk back with Marcus upstairs.
And her is Samantha what? I'm sorry, I didn't catch the last name.
Samantha Crushing.
Crushing. Yeah. Do we know who or what she is?
You could ask Marcus.
Yeah. She's walking up the stairs. I'm like, don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Yeah, when he gets back, I'll ask her who she is.
All right. Before she gets to the base of the stairs and she kind of looks over you, she's like, "I'm Sam, Samantha Crushing. I used to own the Last Call. Now I work for or with Marcus."
Oh, sweetheart, that must be such a shame. Once you own something and now you work for somebody. But
No,
that's nice.
you know, when you see that something is cursed, you walk away from it before it becomes part of your coterie. And she shrugs.
Okay.
And you're telling me that a bar was cursed?
Yeah. Nothing good has come with that bar.
I don't know. There's a couple of things there now that tend to be quite enjoyable.
She continues to walk up the stairs. But Marcus looks down. I'll send Tulip down. She knows how to get in here, so.
Thank you, Marcus.
Yeah. So, on our little break, I found out a little bit of information. And I'm not going to repeat it all.
Right. But you do give everything
yes.
up? Okay.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything she would have held back on that one.
Okay. So you get the information I gave.
Not
Ivory?
who she got it from.
Right.
But
Unfortunately, guys, you're going to have to repeat it because I got kicked out.
I thought you were here for that part.
Yeah, I think you were here for that. I think you missed
You guys
calls.
froze.
Oh, okay.
I was like...
Yeah. Ivory found out that the group, the Xiaolong group, doesn't have one person in charge. They have a family, and that family has two subfamilies beneath it. And depending on where they are governed, one family will have governance over that area.
Okay. Lovely.
Yeah, Carl found a myth. If you're going to share that, I apologize.
Yeah, I'll share. That's not a problem. Yeah, I don't think there's anything there that.
But he did find a myth that he thinks is the creation myth for the Kuei-jin, kind of like how the story of Abel and Cain is the story of the vampire's creation myth.
Got it. Okay.
So.
Great.
Yep.
This seems great.
Yeah. That brings you up to speed.
Yeah, the three coiled serpents is the name of the fable, I guess. We'll call it that.
Yep.
Well, I spent my time around some great pussy. And she sits down.
Okay. Was it tasty?
It depends if you're into that type of carpet munching.
Okay.
Like she begins to look at her nails.
Innuendos. It takes about 10 or 15 minutes before Tulip gets there. And she comes down. Sorry, I'm late. I was caught up. Bringing Leslie up to speed. Okay. So I think I have a lead on Lydia. She was last seen rather, down south. I want to say around Sunnyside. kind of not leaving Salem, but definitely not in Salem proper. She's in one of the kind of southern burbs, kind of like Sunnyside or Rosedale or Turner.
Do we know why she's there?
No, I was lucky enough to get this information.
Is that still in the under the prince's purview? That area?
Turner's metropolitan enough to be considered part of Salem, but Sunnyside and Rosedale are a little more residential, so they're outside the actual like city.
Okay. Is there anybody who claims dominion over that area?
I mean, Lupines.
Okay.
That's outside city walls, so that's not
Gotcha.
ours.
So why
Just
would she
making
be
sure.
out with lupines?
I mean, I don't think she's living with Lupines, but I think that she's outside the prince's purview.
Okay, but assuming that if she's outside the prince's purview and she's living within a city that she's had some contact with them, why go from one extreme to another? The question, I guess.
I can't
Yeah,
answer that.
She might be trying to hide from our type.
That's what I'm thinking too, actually.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, you are smart.
She gives her a look.
I knew that blonde was only superficial. Don't worry.
But yeah, I haven't heard anything about her leaving or wanting to leave. I think it makes sense if she's down there. If she's doing it to kind of keep a low profile. There's not a lot of us in Sunnyside or Rosedale that I know of. So
Now, is it Sunnyside or Rosedale or
Turner?
Or Turner?
Yeah.
So we have
That's a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah.
That's where I've been getting my information from, and because there's nobody there, there's nobody really that I can count on for like hard factual lines in the sand. Like this is all like where she was seen.
Well, she has to hunt somewhere, so where in those areas could she hunt? Like, if it's suburbs, there's not going to be many places.
Right. So unless she's established a herd, I would assume that she's hunting in Turner.
So Turner it is, I guess. At least try.
Any specific place you can think of?
That's so far removed from the city. It would be
out of character. How long would it take to get there?
To Turner?
Yeah.
35 minutes, 40 minutes?
Sure.
Not too far.
So she's close enough to keep in some contact, but she's far enough where she doesn't want to be seen.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's doing something fishy.
Or hiding, like you said. Yeah, all right. Like you said, if they're in Turner, there's always a bad section of some, suburbs or whatever. Probably easiest place to hunt.
We should probably go to Turner.
Yeah, we should probably go there.
Who's driving?
I've got my sedan or whatever.
She looks at Ivory. I've gotten accustomed to certain tastes, if you wish to provide.
We can take my car if you'd like.
Oh, yeah. I like the squishy seats. And then she goes up the stairs.
Sure.
You guys coming?
Was there anything else, Tulip?
Yeah, I was going to ask if Tulip had anything else.
I mean, like I said, it's kind of in but out of the city. So don't go down there thinking that if anything goes wrong that you'll have any protection. Like, make sure that you guys are.
She's at the top of the stairs and she literally shouts down, "Shot by arrows! I think we're good. Can we go?"
Peace.
You know how to pick them, Tulip.
Neonates. All right.
She's got promise.
Yeah,
she's just rambunctious.
Yeah, but I agree. We'll load up, as it were.
Okay. Yeah, be safe down there.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I guess we head out.
Okay. You pack into the fancy car.
The minute she gets in, she's like, "Oh, I've missed you, baby."
With hold on. Where are your sources again?
What are you looking for?
Oh, just if I had enough to, as I know I have a pistol. 2 resources.
Oh,
A shotgun or so.
you have a
Oh,
shotgun. Yeah.
You literally
Yeah.
checked to see if you're gonna get shotgun.
Yeah, I want to make sure if we're gonna go into lupine territory that I'm not just shooting it
Oh,
with
I
a.
thought you meant like the front of the car. Like you were looking to see if you were gonna go into the front, like shotgun. Like
No, I
front
mean,
seat. I was like, "Are you really looking for this?"
yeah, I have to look at my background to make sure I'm not.
Yeah. He wants that front seat.
Dude, this is
So
really
I
necessary.
I tell the chauffeur that we're heading for. Is it Larson? Is that what?
Turner?
No, Turner.
Turner. Sorry.
Down to Turner.
And do you have any maps for that?
We can stop at a gas station, ma'am, if you like.
That might be helpful. Or do you know the area?
Not really, but I know how to get there.
Okay.
here's how to get there.
So
Yeah, and you take the 5 down past the airport, kind of drive around. You do stop at a gas station as you get closer to the actual edge of the city. And taking the old roads, you do feel like there's a point where there is no more city. Like the last thing that you see that has anything to do with the city is the old kind of Corbin University. That bell tower. And once you start to get into Turner proper, you can start to see the older kind of buildings, brick and mortar. And as you get to the downtown Turner area, you can see signs pointing off to an Aldersgate camp and retreats or campgrounds. And you start to hear the howl.
oh, let's not go there.
Above you, the it does take about 30 minutes to get down to Turner, so it's about 12:45, almost 1 when you get down there. The moon is full tonight,
Of course it is.
so
Awesome.
be aware of that.
She has no idea what that means.
You gonna learn today.
And
Yeah, I
so,
don't know if Ivory knows either. I do.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, like if someone looks out the window and is, like curses, she's gonna be like, "Why? It's so pretty."
Yeah. But yeah, this is the first of 3 nights of the full moon.
Okay.
So
Okay. At the
So,
gas
yeah.
station, Ivory would have asked the attendant, so where do you guys hang out in town? Where's a good hangout spot?
few of us, we drive into Salem proper.
What do you do here, though?
I mean, watch paint dry sometimes. You don't come to Turner to have fun. You come to Turner to camp out.
Where are the local campout spots?
I mean, Turner Lake is a good spot. Not now, not this time of year. I'd recommend the Aldersgate if you guys are going camping. You guys don't look like the camping sort. If you don't mind me saying that.
Surprise. We would surprise you.
I mean, with that mask on, I would be surprised.
There's beauty underneath.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
most people pull off Turner just to kind of gas up on the way either to Almsville, Straighten, down to the National Wildlife Refuge.
Nothing interesting goes on here, huh?
Yeah, it's a smaller town. You know, we're in the shadow of Salem, really, and we like it that way. You know, a lot of people, we know what we're getting when we see people come in.
Is this the only out of character? Is this the only gas station that enters into Turner?
This is the only gas station at the north end of Turner. Yeah, you could try finding one on the south end if you want to.
I walk up to the gas station. I'm like, has anyone else come through here? Young girl, perhaps.
I mean, there was
I'm
a
trying to
young,
describe Lydia to the best of my ability.
yeah, there was a young girl that came by maybe a couple of weeks back. New face. She did end up paying for a couple days work, like a weekend's worth of time at the campground. Haven't seen her since though.
So we're going to the campground.
I knew we're gonna go there.
We're going there.
Gonna kill us, Will.
He's just
everybody's in the wild
he's
and
gonna
ended up as
properly
the
name
gangster.
us. Not gonna kill. That's our dice.
True.
Yeah, your dice are your worst enemies.
Well, I
Always.
look to Ivory and I look to Carl, and I'm like, "Well, darlings, I guess we're going camping. Who brought the s'mores?"
Oh, I'm sure we can find something along the way.
Yeah.
I have a hankering for something savory, so let's get to it.
I'm sure we'll catch something, on our own.
Yeah, well, he kind of looks you guys over. He's like, "You guys prepped for camping? Doesn't look like you got anything." I mean, how big is your trunk? Do you got some tents back there in the back of your fancy car, or?
Yes, we do, sir. But I do have a question for you. Do
Yeah.
you have any bear repellent?
Oh, yeah, of course.
What?
And he takes you
Spray
over to, yeah, of course. And he takes you over to like a whole little camping, not aisle, but like a little kind of floating kiosk that he has there.
Well, on the side, do I have any, like, cash?
Yeah, you should have like a couple 20s.
I buy some bear repellent.
Okay, it's not expensive.
More so like kind of like to use it like mace. Do they have any foghorns?
They do.
Take one of the foghorns too. Just
Okay.
in case. Oh, and one other thing. Pew, pew, pew. What is it called?
Flare guns?
Yes.
Yeah, you can buy a flare gun. You can stock up.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Have a little baggie. I'm like, Mommy went shopping.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a bright red bag with a white cross on it.
Gonna do great, guys.
He gets back in the car. Wilbur? The campgrounds.
But the driver does kind of look at Ivory. Ma'am?
Go ahead.
Take
Alright.
out the bear repellent. I give it to Ivory. I take out the foghorn. I give it to Carl.
Okay.
Cool.
You understand what this is for?
Fog?
It makes fog.
Did you hear about the wild dog? No, but did you hear the wild dogs? Dogs are
Oh,
held against-
I heard something. I'm not
Yeah,
sure what it was.
I'm not sure they're dogs.
Well, a repellent acts like mace.
I don't. Mm.
Maybe. We'll see.
I'm not sure that would work on these dogs.
Please no. On a side note, would it? Because technically it works with the sense of smell, right? And like the whole like.
It wouldn't.
We will cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least I have
Interesting.
something.
Yeah.
And the flare is bright, so at least it gets. This is what I want. The 20 seconds I need to run.
Sure. You can run your bipedal We'd ass wherever you want.
Yeah.
with my 1 into stamina.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm.
gee.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get 5 feet.
Yeah. But
No, we
you
don't need to breathe anymore, thankfully.
you get to the gate to like that what's it called? The gatehouse that leads you into Aldersgate campgrounds. And there's no guard at the gate. The light itself is kind of flickering, trying to find power.
Use my heightened senses, see if I smell anything that, like, oh, I don't know, blood.
You do smell blood. I'm not even gonna let you roll for that. You do smell blood.
Awesome.
Foul play.
What?
So,
Side note. What does
Can
that
I
mean?
tell where it is?
It's coming from the toll booth.
Go have them stop, get out, take a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, send the driver.
No.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
They're
He'll
like
be fine.
henchmen in D&D. They're expendable.
Right?
Poor driver, but I like Wilbur.
Yeah. No, he wouldn't go anyway. He'd be like,
Nope, not his job.
yeah, I think the police are better equipped to handle this kind of thing, ma'am.
Well, she didn't tell him.
No, but that would be his comeback.
Yes.
He'd be like,
Yeah. She
I drive.
She wants to see what happened.
Yeah.
Is it, an
You-
animal
No,
attack?
You come around and it looks like it. It looks like the guard has had his throat completely ripped out. But it's not hand size. It is very shallow, very V-like kind of bite. And you can see that the grooves in his shirt and skin are very shallow and very close together, so kind of like a paw has raked down this man's chest.
Poke out behind Ivory.
You see the sight.
bear.
You see the sight, and it is gruesome.
Can I tell how long? Or maybe that would be our Tremere who could do that?
Yeah, I mean, we can certainly try.
You could certainly try. It's going to be an intelligence and survival check.
I was like, can I use survival to see if there's any footprints around leading away or two?
Oh yeah, you can try to wit survival. Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. I only roll 1 hunger.
You are only at 1 hunger right now, so yeah.
All right, 3 successes.
3
So it's
successes.
wits.
It
Wits and what
was it's wits and survival.
Perfect, okay.
This happened within the last few hours. The blood hasn't coagulated yet. It's still kind of runny. The shirt itself is not dry yet. It's still kind of moist. The eyes still have some of that water in them left. It hasn't dried out completely.
Okay.
So
I got a 9,
I-
a 0, and an 8 on my hunger die.
okay. There are no human footprints outside, but there are paw prints. Small, tight, little kind of seashell-shaped paw prints. Not bear, but definitely wolf-like. You count maybe 3 or 4.
Leading away?
Leading to and away.
The ones that are leading away, can I follow?
Yeah, if you want to start following them into the forest.
I point them out. That's
Okay.
all I'm trying to, I'm just saying, I'm just showing that they left.
Yeah.
All right.
3 or 4, huh?
Look, 1, 2, 3.
I'll test the guy's blood, see what he was. Make sure he's just human.
Just
No.
human.
Just human, no ghoul or anything.
Nope.
Why the guard?
Yeah, why would they do that?
That's what I'm curious to see. That's why I thought it might be tainted or something. Or tainted.
Why the guard that's guarding it, and why now?
I think we've walked into something. It is the full moon.
It is a
Right.
full moon.
Yeah, but if I may, assuming there have been other full moons, and is this guard older or younger?
From what you can see of his face, maybe mid-30s at the oldest.
So you can assume that he's been here maybe a couple
Well,
months.
we don't know.
Actually, we would. Does he have an ID on him?
Yeah.
Can I pull it out? Usually IDs have like when they've started.
Yeah.
How
yeah.
old is the ID?
Yeah, the ID looks to be a little bit aged. There's some sun weathering to it.
Okay.
There is a little patch that looks like his pocket kind of hid some of it. And so that little hidden part of it looks fresher than the rest of it. So it looks like he's been here for at least a year.
So I hold it up at least a year, but they decide to kill him tonight?
Yeah.
So why tonight? Why now?
Yeah. True.
Can I hear anything other than howls?
Was I over my rate breathing? Probably not.
The howling has become distant and slower. Like it's not a constant howling. You haven't heard it howl. You haven't heard a howl since you pulled up. But yeah, you can try to roll wits and awareness with your
Okay.
aspects.
I'm gonna take this opportunity also once I step outside to do my obfuscate.
So you're gonna go invisible.
I'm gonna blend into the shadows. We don't go invisible.
Okay.
And I have to roll a rouse check, right?
You do have to make a rouse check. So that's 1 dice.
2 successes.
Okay. What did Kathy get on her rouse?
Gonna check right now. Oh, 0.
Okay. So you get to do it without increasing the hunger level. So you step aside so that you're not in anyone's field of vision. And then you pull the shadows around you to keep you unseen.
I'm going to assume, I was going to say, this can make me unseen, but I can still be smelled.
You can still be smelled, yes.
Okay.
And anything above a whisper will break it. With 2 successes, Ivory doesn't hear the howling in the distance anymore. You can hear the kind of humming of the car's engine as it's still kind of idling. You can hear the gentle tapping of the driver as he has one hand nervously kind of finger drumming the top of the steering wheel. You don't hear Carl breathing. You don't hear Kathy kind of stepping aside after a moment. The leaves around her settle, and then you don't hear her anymore. But you hear the sniffing. 2 distinct sniffing things are getting closer.
Oh. Oh. Can I look in the direction and see anything coming?
You turn to one direction and it's just the dark wilderness. You turn towards the other direction and down the path, just at the edge of the headlights, kind of diminishing return of light, and in that nebulous, shadowy area, you see the 2 pinpricks of eyes. Low.
Character, I told you.
Low. Ivory's the only one that sees this.
I know that, but out of character, like me just being me.
Maybe 2 foot, 2.5 feet off the ground.
Mm.
But looking in your direction, not moving, but it is observing.
Sense the unseen?
Okay.
Go, Ivory, go. You better get this shit. Go.
Wits or resolve? plus aspects, right?
Let's see.
Which beat me too.
Oh. Oh my god, I should not have put these things on top of it. Let's see.
Yeah.
Where am I? It's animalism? Yeah, it is. Hence the unseen. Wits and aspects.
Wits and aspects.
Resolve and aspects. So I would say wits and aspects.
Shoot, my resolve's better.
So, hiding in plain sight. Okay.
Two successes.
You blink hard for a moment after seeing this sight, and as you kind of narrow your vision to kind of try and find anything that might be, you start darting around. You see what looks to be these two ethereal, see-through spiders, wolf spiders to be precise, and their thread kind of extends outward into the darkness, but it points in the direction, of the two eyes that you saw kind of hunkered down on the road.
Maybe time to go? Maybe? Just a little bit?
She starts backing up towards the car.
Okay.
Oh, I'm 100% on that.
Mm-hmm.
The minute she starts doing that, I'm like,
As soon as I see
silently.
her get spooked, I'm going to turn on.
She
my
starts.
Okay. Go ahead and make your wits and result and aspects roll.
Yeah.
Don't even, like, I'm not even going to try. She backs up. I'm backing up. She doesn't need to explain shit.
Okay.
I was asking her
Well,
to explain. I just
talking right now would not be good.
3 successes.
3 successes.
One 10. So,
okay. Yeah, you see. Excuse me. You see Ivory kind of start to back up. So you instinctively kind of blink to turn on your aspects, and you see the kind of eyes in the distance. You see the thread as it comes into the light, and it leads to the two ethereal wolf spiders that are kind of looking up at you. Their two lead legs kind of just
Inquiring if it's hungry.
stretching out in your
How
direction.
big are they?
Fist size, like a human fist size.
Okay.
That big?
But they're ethereal.
How much did you, like, out of character?
Hmm.
Or how much, no, I guess in character, but how much did Tremere know about, like, the Umbra and shit? Like, because I know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But I don't,
They know it exists, and they know enough to stay away from it.
right, that's what I figured. Oh, okay. All right.
They've got this place wired.
Well, actually, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
talk
a
about
Weaver
that after
spirit,
anyway.
but yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably Weaver, but whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Out of character, are you thinking this is Umbra?
well, it's werewolf territory. Who the hell knows? But it probably.
Okay.
Oh. So, and a murdered guard with humble spirits. This is interesting. So yeah, at least put my back to the car, pull the shotgun, fucking just get ready.
Okay.
She's getting in the car.
Well, I didn't want to take my eyes off the damn thing to get in the car yet, but
I am in the car.
Okay.
When Ivory comes in, I go, hi! And pop out.
Okay. The driver is spooked.
Yeah, don't.
He's like, "What the fuck?"
She's just really good at hiding. We need to go. Like,
Okay, are we
Carl,
gonna leave
get in the car.
the gentleman?
Okay. Go ahead and get it.
All right.
That's
The
keeping my eyes in that general direction, though.
Oh, yeah.
the car starts to back up, and as it does, you can see the eyes come in, and now everybody can see the pair of eyes that are low to the ground. There's another pair that comes out of the forest. There's another pair that comes out of the forest, and there's a fourth pair that comes out. And as the car stops, so that the driver can go into drive and pull away, you see that there are these 4 wolves sitting there they don't come closer than the gate, that kind of archway that leads into the campgrounds itself. They don't look anything alike. There's one that is all black except for maybe a couple splotches of white. There's one that is this kind of Georgia mud red, that looks to be the biggest one. And there's 2 that are a little gray. They are the ones that look the most like they belong in the area. They have gray, mostly coats with this kind of white collar, the white around the eyes, kind of like raccoons, and then different whites here and there, some on the paws, some on the tail. And the driver just kind of looks over in their direction. And he's like, "Oh, I don't see too many wolves up here."
Hey, question.
Yep.
Are any of them like petite?
Define petite.
Small, almost female looking? I have a theory, that's why.
Maybe you'd have to get closer.
I'm not getting any closer.
Okay.
How likely is it for a vampire to turn into a werewolf?
I mean,
Can.
there are some gangrel that can turn into wolves.
Yeah.
But they can't. Okay, so never mind.
Yeah, but not the
Well-
Krynos form.
Yes.
But Lydia would not be here. Never mind. Continue.
No. If you had
Lydia was
been
scared, she'd be dead.
if you had been at Samitsi that wanted to try to take vicissitude and Protean to that level, we could talk about that being a thing down the line.
Abominations.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I figured. All right.
Yeah,
Nope,
Super rare, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the driver
in this game, werewolves are born. They're
Yeah.
not made.
Yeah.
the
Also true.
the driver drives
Yeah, you have
off.
Embrace the damn thing, and that'd be ridiculous.
Yep. No,
Luckily, they're stopping at the gate. They're not chasing, right?
they're not chasing.
Good.
They did not chase.
We came with more questions than we started with. Why did they attack the guard?
Good question. Do you want to get out and ask? Because that was gonna be our next thing.
Asking?
Yeah.
Nicely.
Like
During the
roll down the window as we're pulling away. Like, why'd you murder the guard?
Hey, why you guys assholes?
Flick them off as you go.
Then they chase.
Like, here's some meat for your asses. No.
My guess is they just got here and they're doing their full moon thing. I don't know. Did you see the invisible spiders?
I did.
I didn't. Or spiders?
Yeah. It looked like they had it like their webs were that it was weird.
It looked like it was leading into the campground, right? The web that
Yeah.
was shining.
Yeah.
Did it look more like a circle, like a barrier, or was just a thread leading into the
No,
the dark?
there was no barrier. There was just like a thread that came out of their anus and just kind of led back towards the campground itself.
They probably had like a sack or something they were connected to.
But the driver kind of looks at the conversation and is like, "What are you, invisible spiders, ma'am?"
They were transparent. Decorations.
Oh,
I think we were invading somebody's party. I
Halloween
didn't think it was a
leftovers?
good idea. Yeah.
Well, there was also talk of, how they like their piñata.
Hmm.
No?
Mm.
Definitely like their juicy fruits.
He stops at the gas station. Ma'am, where would you like to go?
Lake.
You said that there's a downtown area.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there like some alleyways, things like that?
The thing is, we know for a fact that she was in that campground.
Should be.
A couple weeks ago. We don't know.
She never came back.
Maybe. He never saw her again. That doesn't mean she didn't come back.
Yeah, we might as well look around while we're here.
I make an assumption here, and I'm talking to this in character.
Yeah.
Ivory, think about this, right? If she was driving here and she had to get gas, which is how he saw her, I'm assuming, she would need gas on the way back.
It's not that far.
Yeah, 30 minutes or so.
Well, I mean,
but this is also 1980s. They would need gas. I'm assuming around that time. Like it's not the same type of car that we are now.
It's not that different.
no, they're not that different.
It's like 15 miles per gallon versus 30. So it's it's not as efficient, but it's not different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
but he does take you to the kind of downtown area, the livelier area, and there is a bar that he pulls up to called Turn Here Bar and Grill. And he's like, "This is as downtown as it gets, ma'am."
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, please, let's go in the bar.
Yeah, and there's maybe a couple of restaurants. The bars.
Does he seem agitated? The
driver?
The driver?
A little bit more than normal. He keeps kind of like eyeballing or just looking in the reflection at Kathy, trying to figure out what her deal is, how she popped up out of nowhere, things like that.
Okay.
Leans over.
And when they go out, guys, remember, he doesn't know anything.
I was just going to ask that. I forgot whether he was in on the...
No, he doesn't know anything.
Doesn't know what?
Like, you can appear out of nowhere. He doesn't know that kind of thing.
Out of nowhere. It's not like Listen, and I get in her face. I don't just disappear. That's not how it works.
You know what I mean. To him, that's what it seemed like.
I'd like to point out that it was dark, and I could have just simply slipped in. That's exactly what she does. But I will be more careful.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We need to find Lydia, and we're nowhere closer to doing so. So,
well, we're not going to be going in that camp right now.
Yeah. I had a feeling it was a bad idea, but the second they showed up, I knew we weren't going anywhere near there.
So
unless they were deliberately going to ask us for something, like they were going to come up to us, and like not in a pack.
Yeah. My hope is that we wouldn't get caught, but
Yeah, that was also a hope.
They saw us.
No.
They smelled us.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Anyway, so let's see what's in the bar. Maybe they've seen her too.
Yeah. Coming into the bar, you can see that it is definitely not a place that anyone is really used to in this group. The first thing you hear is country music blaring on the jukebox. There are more cowboy hats than there are boots. But at the end of the bar, kind of playing with a gentleman's hand in hers, you see Lydia.
I walk right up to her. I've been looking for you, sugar.
Right. And I think this is a good spot to call it for tonight.
Okay.
So I'd like to thank you guys for coming back and playing with us. Playing with me, at least. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. For our audience, as always, please look after yourselves. We take mental health on the channel very seriously. So just know that it is okay to not be okay. But if you need help, there are phone numbers going up in our Twitch chat if you're watching live. They'll be in the description box if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not in the United States, there is a link going up as well, so you can find the resources you need in the area that you're living in, or as close to it as possible. We've had a hell of a run with the pandemic and things like that, and kind of showed us that mental health is very important, and it is part of our general health. So please take care of yourselves, take care of each other. If you're a friend or family member of somebody that is normally a happy-go-lucky or strong personality, please check in on them. You never know how far a simple hello or how are you text can definitely change the trajectory of somebody's life. So please do that for me and for your friends, for your family members and whatnot. Tomorrow you can catch me over at McStabber Studios, where I'll be running our fourth and final season of Mage the Ascension. It is spicy. This Friday there will be no game on this channel, but I will be over at McStabbers again for a special Visigoth versus Molgoth game that I'm looking forward to being a part of. I'll be playing a theater tech named Brandon Walls. I will be wearing some guy liner, as they call it, and
Yes.
pulling on as much vampiric goth clothing as I can find in my wardrobe. And otherwise, there will be no game next Monday as it is Halloween, so I'm giving the monsters the night off, as it were. So please enjoy yourselves, be responsible, try not to get into any trouble out there, and I hope that you get the best candy, and that unless you really like it, you don't get any candy corn whatsoever. So please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you when we see you. Have a good night, guys.